Another Nick No Banger.
Hey guys, it's Melinda and welcome back to my channel. Today for you guys I did an updated foundation highlight and contour video for you guys because a lot of you have been telling me that in my videos I don't really show my routine of how I apply my foundation, my highlight and my contour. So I kind of wanted to do a video just focusing on that for you guys because I did go back and check and I really don't show it you know, as I'm applying it. I usually like cut it out the editing and stuff. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys a detailed video on it. Now this is not a talk through video, but I am going to be listing the products that I'm using somewhere in the video so you guys can keep track of the products that I'm using. Now you guys can use the products that you already have and just alternate between the two. And I do have a strict skincare routine, so if you guys want to see a video on my skincare and how I keep my skin, you know, sort of balanced out, you guys can just leave me some comments down below and I'll get that out for you guys. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Alright guys, so the first thing I did to start off my face, I always do my eye makeup first. So I already applied that. I did my brows already and applied my eye makeup. Before I do all that though, I do use a skincare routine. If you guys want to see more updated information about that, you guys can just leave me comments down below. But I did that. I cleansed my face and everything already. So after that, I did my eye makeup and then I go ahead and I apply my moisturizer. And for my moisturizer, I do use my Clinique daily moisturizing gel, and this is for oily skin. So I just use about 1.5 pumps of this right into my hand, like so, like that much. And since this is a gel, it doesn't make my face really oily or greasy feeling. It feels really nice. And with the moisturizer, it's a lot heavier. With the gel, it's a lot lighter, and it dries like to a matte feeling. It's not like, you know, greasy like I said. Okay, after I apply my moisturizer, I do apply a base, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. So you want to apply some type of pore minimizer or primer to your face after you apply your moisturizer, because you do want your makeup to last throughout the day. And some people might not think that primers are important, but I really think that it's important because, you know, you want your makeup to last throughout the day. You don't want to start looking greasy and like your makeup is smearing all over. So I really do think that the primer helps that, especially if you have oily skin like me. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, just applying the primer. And lately people have been telling me that my videos are too bright, but I kind of turned down my little ring light that's on my camera, so hopefully it's not too bright. And most of this lighting is sunlight. Alright y'all, so this is the voiceover part of the video, and I'm applying the Smashbox All Free Primer to my face, and I'm just showing you guys the blemishes right here because step 2 is the skin correcting portion. So I'm going to take the matte concealer palette, and I'm using the orange tone concealer on this Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to start dabbing the concealer onto my dark spots and blemishes that I have. And this is from my previous pregnancy, so yeah, the marks never went away. So yeah, I'm just going around my nose, underneath my eyes, just on the areas where I have dark marks. Now if you have more textured skin, like fresh acne and, you know, pimples and stuff, that's a little bit more steps to correct that those areas. But since it's only blemishes and pigmentation, I'm just using, you know, the orange tone concealer. So I'm just going to blend it in. And then I'm going to use the Real Techniques blending sponge to further blend the concealer in. And this sponge is damp. So now moving on to step 3. This is foundation, and don't judge me y'all. These are my little sample bottles because I'm waiting for the full size bottles to come in the mail. So I decided to use the Estee Lauder ones, and I mixed it on this petri dish. And then I'm just going to use my fingers and start dabbing the foundation on. And then I'm going to use my Real Techniques brush to start stippling and blending the foundation in. Now I don't like to just go in and use my brush, you know, directly in the foundation because I don't like when it soaks up the product. So I find that it's easier to use my finger first and then use the brush. And as you can see, that is extremely flawless because we used the orange tone concealer first to cover the dark marks. So the foundation comes out extremely flawless. Now if you just go in with foundation and don't correct your skin, you'll see the dark spots and marks through the foundation. So I'm just stippling the same on the other side and just blending down. Now I do have a birthmark on my neck, so I do drag it down a tiny little bit just to blend it in. And then I don't like a lot of foundation on my forehead area, so I just use whatever is left over and blend on the top. And make sure you blend those eyebrows out, because I don't really like when that light, you know, line is over top of your eyebrows. It looks really bad. So going in with the sponge, the damp sponge, I'm just picking up the excess product, if there's any, and just further blend the foundation out. And this is how the foundation should look after you finish. Really flawless, seamless, and natural. So step 4, which is conceal, I'm taking this LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toast, and it's the same color as my skin tone. I'm just going to start applying that directly under my eyes and blending it out with the Real Technique sponge. Now you want to make sure you correct, conceal, and then highlight, because you don't want to go directly in with highlight and look all crazy, you know, and ashy looking. So that's what I'm doing now, just concealing. And I'm using the same damp sponge and just blending really well. Now going in with the highlight, I'm using the Maybelline FitMe concealer, and this is about 1 shade lighter than my skin tone, so I'm just using that, you know, underneath my eyes first. I don't know what the hell I was staring at. I kept staring out the window. I don't know what I was looking at. But anyway, just use the same damp sponge and then just blend out. And I find it easier to use a damp sponge because it blends it really flawless. And that's the thing I love about makeup. Like I used to use, you know, I just used to use a really light concealer, and I find that the more natural ones look better. It just fits my face really well. So that's the thing about makeup. You know, you grow, you learn how to apply better and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go back with my foundation brush and just blend out the harsh lines. Make sure you blend the harsh lines out, because you don't want to see, you know, where your foundation stopped and where it started. And now I'm going to go on the bridge of my nose and my cupid's bow and a little bit on my chin area. I'm not highlighting my forehead because it's already big. So yeah, just going with the sponge. And guys, don't judge my nails. My daughter painted my nails for me, and I didn't want to wipe it off. So yeah, that's why I have my nails looking all crazy. But yeah, I really love the Real Technique sponge. I think I like it more than my beauty blender. I don't know. I might do a video on it. But moving on, step 6, which is cooking contour. I'm using the Banana Powder, Banana and Topaz mixed. And then I'm taking it on this little sponge and just setting that highlight that I just applied. And I'm highlighting all the areas where I applied the concealer. And then I'm going to take a little bit right underneath my jaw area just to enhance my contour. You can see I have a natural contour line right there. And then this part is the cooking time, which my highlight is cooking. It's just a term that, you know, makeup artists use when you're setting your highlight powder. Now on to contour. I'm using the Ulta Contour Kit. And I'm going to be taking the 2 shades that I have down below. And I'm going to be using this little fan brush to add that, you know, precise line through my jawline. And then I'm going to take a Real Techniques brush to blend it out. You want to make sure you blend really well. Now I'm going to blend, apply some of the contour right on top of my forehead area to make the forehead a little bit smaller because it's way too big. And then I'm going to go down on my jawline and then down the bridge of my nose with a smaller brush. And then now I'm going to take my brush and just blend away that powder because it's been sitting for about 10 minutes now. So I'm just removing that powder because it's already set. Now step 7, which is the powder products. I'm just going to start applying my Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark and just buffing that into my face on the areas where I did not apply highlight. And I'm going to use a big fluffy brush to blend away any excess powder. And then onto the blush. I'm using a MAC blush to brighten up my face a little bit, and I'm using this little stippling brush. It's a blush brush, and I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks and blending it back. And then I'm going to apply this Ruby Kiss golden highlighter to the tops of my cheekbones, the highest point of my cheekbones, and then my cupid's bow area. You can apply as much highlight as you want if you love to glow. It just gives a natural look. Now onto the lips, you can apply any lip color of your choice. I'm taking the NYX Lipliner in Prune, and I'm just blending that into my lips. And then I'm going to take the Revlon Pink Pout lipstick, and this is kind of like a dupe for Snob by MAC. And I'm going to apply some of the NYX Butter Gloss and Merengue on top. And this is how these lips came out. This is how they look. This is like a wearable look for the daytime. So yeah, you can use any lip color of your choice, which I'm going to show you guys right now, another option. So guys, this is another option, which is the PrettyZombieCosmetics Purple Poison Liquid Lipstick. This is one of my favorite lippy products. So I'm just applying that to the lips, and it dries matte. So yeah, that's the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.